By the way, Linda's being a little lazy for this. She thought she'd lay down.
I'm not being lazy. I'm just getting comfortable.
If you hear snoring partway through this, you'll know that she's super comfortable. You just yawned. Am I barring you?
Are you barring me?
What are you thinking about?
Everything? Do you guys really want to know? I don't know. It's a lot.
We want to know. I just asked them.
We should keep this short. I'm thinking about the wildfires. Thinking about what to eat next. Thinking about how the rest of the year is gonna wrap up. Thinking about when we're gonna see family next. Mm-hmm. What are you thinking about?
The wildfires are crazy. I mean, we know people who have been evacuated by it, and it's scary. Have you ever had something like that happen? I guess Toronto, you never had any fires. We had fires up at our ranch. Nothing to the extreme of what families are going through here. But I do remember that we had the fire trucks had to come up. It was the power lines which caused the fire because we were surrounded by the forestry. The national park was right on the edge of our property, basically, and it's scary.
And it's scary that it's more intense, and it's going to get even more intense if we don't smarten up. Mm-hmm. Anyway, what's on your mind?
I don't know. I mean, it's just we've had just a lot of great conversations with friends on the podcast, and it was just making me sort of reminisce about childhood and now and all of the experiences that I've had to get to where I am today. And I don't know, it's just interesting to think of how we all change from our younger versions of ourselves. Mm-hmm. What do you think when you were young, your insecurities that you had as a kid or as a teenager or as a young adult, have you felt like you've overcome some of those, or you've created new ones, or how have you changed?
I've definitely not overcome a bunch of them. Like, I'm still not super confident. I think it depends on who I'm with too. I think now I feel more confident because I choose the people I surround myself with, and I feel comfortable with them.
Isn't that funny? I mean, maybe not funny, but when we're younger, we don't want to put ripples in the pool because we don't want to be as vocal about, if people are very negative in our life, we don't want to separate from them because we don't want to cause issues. And there's so many reasons we do things when we're younger that now you look back and like, why didn't I just step away from that? But
also, I don't think you don't act because you're scared to cause ripples. I think as younger selves, you're probably also figuring out if you belong in this group or not. Yeah, you're just trying to figure out where you fit in.
But I will fully admit there are definitely people that I would have no desire.
As well.
Yeah, because I mean, I knew as a kid there was some like the cool group that I just had no desire to chat with, and because all they did was they just pick on kids, or it was all superficial conversation, and that was not us at all. Mm-hmm. And so,
yeah, but
I'm sure they grew. I bet that was a part of their insecurities in getting through their young years and learning who they are as well. Did you ever have that same insecurity as me of just being too tall?
Yeah, back in the day when I was super, super tall, I'm sure at one point I wanted, long supermodel legs. Mm. And then you realize like that's just stuff you see in magazines, which is so terrible because that's all that is represented.
Stereotypical.
The definition of attractiveness on a material and surface level.
Totally agree. I think, yeah.
Yeah. It's just like, yeah, growing up, we used to read all of those magazines, and then you wonder why you think a certain way, or
why you have insecurities.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, I don't know. Humans are weird.
Yeah, we are weird. I mean, honestly, that's kind of like what makes us awesome, is because we're all weird and different and quirky. And if we were all exactly the same, it would be a robot planet. We would just be programmed the same, and it wouldn't be fun.
We would just be programmed the same.
We would just program to...
We've been watching Westworld, and I can't stop thinking about it.
Yeah, it's so crazy that there are so many signs in that movie that are so similar to the things that are happening in society. Or in that, I said movie, I meant that series.
All right.
Well,
shall we get some din-din?
time for some din-din. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks to you guys. You can text me if you guys want to give us a little feedback to 310-496-8667. Look forward to hearing from you. And we'll talk again next week.
Take care.
Bye.